So recently, of course, I ended up acquiring a Steam Deck for the very first time, and I was pretty impressed with the system. I, of course, made an initial video talking about my experiences after a couple days with it, and for the most part, it was pretty positive. Yes, there are some drawbacks to the platform, but for the most part, I was pleasantly surprised. I was really enjoying my time with this system. I even tried to make another Steam-related video this week on the channel, but YouTube doesn't have a sense of humor and they put an age restriction on that. I'm not sure why. These games are available on the Steam store. YouTube, are you anti-Steam store? Because that's not very sex worker positive now, is it? Now is it? But of course, when you talk about something like a Steam Deck, you automatically start to get comparisons to a Nintendo Switch. I made some jokes in my video talking about, oh, I'm no longer covering the Nintendo Switch or anything like that. I'm going to be an all Steam Deck channel. Obviously, that was just a joke, but a lot of people take that sort of mentality and start to run with it because of how we're preconditioned as consumers. Everything is sort of a war, you know, Mercedes versus BMW. Mercedes is better, but is it really better? No, that's just my opinion. And when you look at something like a Steam Deck, and you look at something like a Nintendo Switch, they're very similar systems. Both have a strong portable aspect to them. Both can be docked and played on your television. So you automatically get involved in these console wars when talking about one system or another. I'm not a big fan of console wars unless we're talking about the YouTube channel Console Wars, which of course takes a look at old games from Sega and Nintendo and compares them together. Great channel. I love those guys. I remember one of the guys was doing Seek and Destroy one year at Too Many Games After Party. Seek and Destroy! Shout out to Dan from Console Wars. Make sure you guys check them out if you haven't yet. But I think Console Wars are dumb. And I think everyone tries to engage in a console war with the Steam Deck and a Nintendo Switch. And the more I've been playing my Steam Deck, I finally had that epiphany. I finally had that aha moment. It's not about which system is better because better is subjective. It's more so about why, if you have a Nintendo Switch, you should probably have a Steam Deck too, because they complement each other so well, it's ridiculous. There are things that the Nintendo Switch offers that the Steam Deck doesn't offer. There are things that the Steam Deck offers that the Nintendo Switch doesn't offer. And of course, if you have both of these systems together, you have a myriad of different handheld and console experiences that you can't get with anything else out on the market. Now, I understand that obviously I'm telling you to spend a lot of money if you're a Nintendo Switch owner. You need to buy a Steam Deck, but you've already bought a Nintendo Switch more than likely. There's been over 100 million of these sold. So a Steam Deck is a bit of an investment. I understand that, but I feel like your investment is worthwhile because of one of the main things that the Steam Deck offers you. That, of course, being the ability to play your games on your Steam account, whether your Steam account is tied to your Steam Deck or it's tied to your PC. Most of us have computers. If you're watching this, you might be watching it on a computer right now. You have a nice little computer so you can check out some stuff and, you know, visit some adult sites. And I don't know, maybe you're picking up those weird Steam games and that's the kind of stuff you like. But when you're talking about the library of games available on Steam, it is vastly different than the library of games on a Nintendo Switch. A Nintendo Switch, a Nintendo product. Why do most people buy a Nintendo product? Simply to play Nintendo related IPs, because that's what people want out of Nintendo. Your Marios, your Legend of Zeldas, your Metroids, although there's only like 2.9 million of you that would want to pick up a Metroid game, a Fire Emblem, a Xenoblade Chronicles. Nintendo's IPs are legendary and people want to play these games, and of course you can only play them on your Nintendo Switch. But tell me what one of the big drawbacks of the Nintendo Switch is when we're talking about things like games that come to the system. There's still a ton of third-party games that should have came to the system, should still be coming to the system, that have not showed up. That is where the Steam Deck really starts to shine though, because yeah, you're not going to get the latest Mario or Zelda available on your Steam Deck, but you're going to get a bunch of games that you'll want to play portably that you couldn't so far with something like a Nintendo Switch if you're only a Nintendo Switch owner. Lately, I've been playing a ton of third-party games on my Steam Deck, and I've been pleasantly surprised. The last two games that I've been playing are Grand Theft Auto 5 and Madden 23. Now, Grand Theft Auto 5 should have came to the Switch. Of course, it came out on the Xbox, it came out on the PlayStation 3. The Switch can handle games from that era even better than those systems did initially, so there's really no excuse for Rockstar not putting this game out on the platform. Of course, you also have the fact that Rockstar is still supporting Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 will not die anytime soon, so it's a completely big missed opportunity. Then talking about something like Madden 23, I get it. A lot of people don't like EA, but a lot of people do like football, and there's only one way to play a football game right now, and that is by playing Madden. Now, Madden, once again, is not available on the Nintendo Switch for whatever reason, and I feel like that's a big missed opportunity. Being able to play a game in your hand of football while watching a football game is a very, very fun experience. It's very engaging, it's very engrossing. You can pause the game and focus on the television, or switch back and forth. So with games like Grand Theft Auto, Fallout, Madden, these third-party games that are not available on your Switch, that's where the Steam Deck comes in, and it runs these games beautifully. Like, I have had zero issues with these games. Now, there is some login stuff that you have to do because you're essentially using a personal computer. I don't know why I said a PC like that, but it's essentially a handheld PC, so you have to do things like Origin login for EA and Rockstar servers for Rockstar, which is an absolute pain in the ass, and they should get rid of that. I hate it. But it is what it is, but at least you can play these games on the system. When you look at third-party games, a ton of them end up coming to the Nintendo Switch, but sometimes they don't run all that great. What if you had an option to pick up a game available that's either on Steam or the Nintendo Switch, and if the Steam Deck version is better, you could just buy it on Steam Deck? Like, that's what this whole ecosystem offers you. If you're looking at it from a non-competitive standpoint, if you're looking at it from just a game standpoint, they're great complementary systems. You also have the fact that a lot of Sony games and pretty much every Xbox game is available on Steam. So you don't have to buy an Xbox in order to play the Xbox exclusives when you could just play them on Steam. Game Pass is coming to Steam soon as well, and they're wanting to put it on the Steam Deck. With PlayStation, yeah, you're not getting them available on day one, but I've been playing Spider-Man on my Steam Deck, and it's absolutely fantastic running on the Steam Deck. I love it. I think it's a phenomenal experience to have this high quality of a game running in the palm of your hand. Of course, Miles Morales is coming out as well for PC, so that'll be playing on PC. But I think one of the interesting things is going forward in the future, because of the fact that, let's be realistic, I think some companies are going to start developing their games with the Steam Deck in mind. The Steam Deck has moved over 1 million systems, which is kind of impressive considering that there's been a lot of supply shortages when it came to the manufacturing of this system. So there obviously is a market for it. Considering that if you release a game on Steam, you have to consider different PCs of different quality, having a Steam version of a game, a Steam Deck version of a game, doesn't really seem all that like a crazy sort of thought process to have with your games. Now, I will say that one of the drawbacks of the Steam Deck that I've been experiencing is playing the system in docked mode, where when you have a Nintendo Switch and you put it into dock mode, you get better performance, you get better visuals most of the time. With the Steam Deck, it doesn't seem to be the case at all. The dock doesn't really do anything but just sort of make the picture bigger, the 1200 by 800 picture that's already available. And if you try to sort of, dial it in with your TV, a lot of older games look good. Ultra Street Fighter 4 looks pretty damn good, but a game like Spider-Man, it looks very jaggy and very, sort of rough around the edges. Now, this is not available. The Steam Dock, the official Steam Dock that is not available yet. It's coming out soon, and Steam does seem to be working on some stuff to make the experience better and more enhanced with their official Steam Dock. You're only using third-party stuff right now, so that is kind of one of the drawbacks with the Steam Deck if you're talking about getting a Steam Deck with your Nintendo Switch, as kind of that 1-2 punch. Because if you're someone that likes to play a lot in, on your television or something like that, it definitely will detract from your experience. It's still playable, but it doesn't look as good as something like a Nintendo Switch game in dock mode does, and it doesn't run quite as good as a Nintendo Switch game in dock mode does. But if Steam is able to do something with their dock to make it so that the games do look and run a little bit better and they look proper on your television, this is the best 1-2 punch that a Nintendo Switch owner can have. You're getting games from the Xbox, you're getting games from the PlayStation, you're getting all the latest third-party games, you're getting all of those games. You're buying these games on a system that you can play portably. You're playing these games on a portable system that has a kind of crappy battery life, but at least you can play it on the go. If you're in your house, of course, you could just get a really long plug and plug it in. But then you also have the option to play these games on your computer, which you probably already have. So now we're talking about having access to all these exclusive games from all these different platforms, whether you're talking about the Nintendo games that are available on your Switch, and that's what you play your Nintendo games on, and then everything else is available on the Steam Deck. I don't understand why we're making a console war out of this. I don't understand why we're trying to pit these two systems together. When I'm sitting here like, yo, these two systems are a great 1-2 punch. Like, I'm covered no matter what games I want to play from whatever developer I want to play. I could probably play them on my Steam Deck. And There are ways to play Nintendo games on there too, but we're not going to go too far down that rabbit hole because, Nintendo doesn't like when you show that stuff off. I really feel like the Steam Deck is just getting its footing, but I need people to stop comparing it to a Switch and stop comparing a Switch to a Steam Deck, because it's not about that. They're two different experiences. They're two different things that they bring to the marketplace. They just do them in a similar enough way. But if you're able to expand your mind a little bit and able to think a bit outside the box and look at it from a perspective of, well, if I have a Nintendo Switch, I should probably get a Steam Deck so I'm not missing out on these third-party games, you're covered. You're also getting Xbox games. You're also getting PlayStation games that you could play on one device. So stop the console wars with this, man. Stop it. It's ridiculous. This is what you do. You buy the Switch, which you probably already have, and then you pick up the Steam Deck to complement it, and you're playing whatever the hell you want. If you're a handheld player, this is a no-brainer to me. If you're a console player and you like to play on screens and stuff like that, you have a computer. Your Steam games are going to run on it. They're tied to your Steam account. What's the problem here? So stop the wars, man. These two systems are great together. That's where they really shine, is when you have them both and you're having them both and getting these experiences with both of these systems. So I don't know, man. It's just crazy to me that so many people try to pit these two systems together because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me at all when they're two different experiences. However, they complement each other so well, and that's just going to get better once things like Game Pass come to the Steam Deck as well natively, because you can kind of run Game Pass on it, but it's kind of herky-jerky. I'm talking about natively. It's coming natively to the system, and then it's just going to be a whole new ball game. And it's a ball game that Nintendo Switch owners should embrace. You shouldn't be angry at the Steam Deck. You should want a Steam Deck. You can get one for like $400. Yeah, it's got a little paltry 64 gig memory, but just get an micro SD card. Get a 1 terabyte, 512 megabyte or gigabyte, and you're good to go. I mean, I already had to buy one because some of these Steam games are just freaking big. But let me know in the comments section down below what you think. Am I crazy? Should these two systems be engaged in a war with each other? Is this what people want? Is this just drummed up by the video game industry to generate clicks, or should they live in harmony? And should you guys realize that if you love your Nintendo Switch, you'll love your Steam Deck as well, and having these two systems together covers you for pretty much everything. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell notification as well. We're trying to hit 500K sometime next year. I'd like to hit it. I'm never gonna hit 1 million, but 500K sounds really cool. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.